Hi everybody, sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Ntando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyasibuke ama reality shows ethu alla eMzansi bese sizala sokhuluma ngawo lama shows siyaphinda ke futhi sikhulume ngama celebrities kanye nama YouTubers ethu alla eMzansi. You guys, today I'm going to do part 3 of Real Housewives of Durban full review. Episode 10. If you haven't watched part 1 and part 2, this is not going to be a problem. You can watch this part and please go back to part 1 and part 2 because there are scenes that I won't talk about here that I talked about in part 1 and 2. So if it's your first time joining me today, welcome. Okay, there is a subscribe button and a notification bell so that you won't miss out on more of our fun on this channel. And also, if you want to give money to the channel, there's a thanks button. Thank you so much to the members that are paying a fee every month, and thank you so much for watching my adverts on this video. We appreciate it a lot. Okay, listen, you guys, so the messy meeting Yago Maria has taken place. Maria called all of her the cousins of the Satan to come and have a discussion about how they are going to attack Jesus the Lord, and what are we going to call Uruan and Joseph, Joseph you know. So then in that whole mess, the part that I didn't talk about is how Sorisha tries to say to Sane, you know what, I'm really sorry that we did not welcome you to the group, that we were giving you a hard time at the beginning. I understand that you do have a big mouth or something similar to that, but I think that you're a nice person. I'm like, hey, being messy. Did we even know that it was going to come to this? And it's like, hold on, cousins, hold on. Okay, I just want to prove that I am Satan's cousin, the main cousin, Kasatan. And is like, listen, we're not gonna do that because I feel like Usane, I'm not gonna give Usane an excuse for what she said. She said what she said, even if it was a manipulative situation where Ujojo and Unonku were talking about me, trying to get her to say something, but she still made a decision to say what she said. So for me, I'm still not okay with her because she said that. Sanet doesn't look like she's willing to offer any more apologies when it comes to that situation. She's like, girl, was okay, chapa, was over right, but she says that in the diary session. Okay, I think for now Sanet is like, listen, I'm not gonna say anything now. I'm part of the group. I'm gonna do everything I can to just remain part of the group. Okay, but to N is not having it. Okay, that's why I say to N, I seem to like her a lot because she's not faking it. She's not saying it's just because I don't like Ujojo Nononku, I'm not gonna now like Usane for that reason. Okay, I still wanna hold Usane accountable for what she said, even though I know that it was because of what these two were saying, who at the time were supposed to be my friends. Okay, I like that. Whereas Sorisha is just being mean and being fake all the way. It's like, yeah, season 3 is me and Satan. You know, we are hanging out, we are dancing. You know, she's just having that experience of being a Satan's cousin. You know, and anyway, you guys. So that ended Maria. A mess of a meeting. I don't even know why they called that meeting, honestly. It was just to talk about Jojo and Nonko, I guess. And because nothing was resolved. Instead, they poured salt into the wound, you know, so that it can even more, you know. Anyway, you guys, so the other scene was Ueni and Takuru. I really feel like Ueni is trying to show us more of a family because, of course, last season we were like, girl, however, every time that they are shooting a scene with her husband, they talk about her. And they don't talk really more about them, their family. They talk about her and the issues that she's having with the other ladies, you know. So even though we are seeing her husband a lot, we still don't know much about them. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I guess I have to appreciate the fact that at least he is shooting a little bit more scenes now, because I feel like life, guys, life is not about us. Mngani, where are we going? Mngani, supper, mngani, lunch, mngani. Real life is about you being at home, dealing with your husband, dealing with your kids, dealing with your mom, dealing with your family. Life is about that. And if they're going to be giving us some reality in this reality show, because we know some of it is not real, if they're going to give us some reality. We want to see how they interact with their husbands, how they interact with their families. So yeah, I do appreciate seeing him a little bit more, but the conversations are like, yeah, did we have to have that sit down to have that conversation yet again? So, and he's just talking about her relationship with Jojo. She is disappointed that the relationship has gone the way that it has, and she's more disappointed that it's not just they're going through this one thing, that she's discovering that they were never friends, because she feels like Jojo was talking about her prior to even the trip. Takuru is advising her, listen, if you don't care about it, then leave it alone. But if you have some feelings towards it, just call her and have a sit down. And it doesn't think that she's going to do that with George. I thought that was good advice. She was your friend. You thought she was your friend, so maybe it deserves a conversation. You know, your friendship deserves a conversation to say, this is how I feel, and this is what I feel I deserve from you. I deserve an apology. If you're not gonna do that, were you ever friends? You know, if you're not even going to give the friendship that. And she does talk about the fact that she does need to go see that doctor that Jojo had referred her to, and yeah, she's gonna go to the doctor regardless of whether they get along with George, because doctor is a business woman, and she's gonna wanna make money either way. And I don't know if I will go to my friend's doctor if I'm not getting along with my friend. Like, doctors have to be completely trusted, you guys. Anyway, the next scene, it is Jojo and Kelvin. Yes, because I'm Kelvin ngiyamudabukela emendweni wakhe. Umuntu oganile la Kelvin, yes. Because Kelvin is begezelling, you know. So then Jojo had decided previously to Kelvin has some wrinkles, which I was trying to look at. I even wore my glasses to try and see wrinkles in Kelvin's face. I'm like, there's no wrinkle here. She wants him to do the thing, and I'm like, why would you want your husband's face to not move like yours? Because Jojo's face doesn't move. It moves here only. Everything else is like, but to get there. You know, so I'm like, why would you want that? You know, so they're finally going for him to get the injection. I really honestly felt at points, I feel like, for me, guys, if Kelvin wants to do it, it's okay. But there were moments where I feel like he doesn't really want to do it. I don't know if I was reading it incorrectly. Like, he's totally doing it to please his wife. And I was like, kunzima ukuba ne trophy wife. Kunzima, Not only do you have to spend all your money on them, go fetch them when they're throwing tantrums and behaving like babies, but you also have to get these injections on your face so that you can keep up with them. Lord, give me an older wife. Because this, are you paying? Yeah, Kelvin is paying. But yeah, they end up doing the thing. I guess we did not see the results of it because he had just done it that day. But I've seen Kelvin on Jojo's lives. He looks exactly the same like he did before. So I don't know, you guys. If I'm just not able to see it, I didn't see any difference. And yeah, you guys, I felt like that. I feel like he is totally doing it to please his wife, you know. And I feel like Kelvin's face is okay. I really felt like that. But, you know, he has to do it. Bube shame. Kunzima ukuba ubhubhe umuntu, So the next scene, it was Lorna, Usli, she's coming home, the kids are there, so it's her child, Enhle nobani, Ubayanda or Ubayanda, I think. So the kids are there and they've been practicing their music. They've called her and Nonko to come because they want to do some performance. And when she gets home, that's the only time she finds out that Nonko is coming, which she thinks is going to be a challenge, but she does not have a choice because the kids want them all there. And Nonko comes, you know, it's that uncomfortable thing. You're going to see she does not know how to act because you can't really hug a person because it's fake, you're not getting along. But she is at your house, you have to welcome them, and her kids are around, so you don't want to fight with them. So it was that awkward situation. I feel like, honestly, the kids are really good, you guys, with their music. I liked their song. And I feel like it was such a good idea for them to actually do it on the show. Whoever came up with that idea, it was a good idea, because with them being on the show, someone might actually see them, some producer, and be like, listen, let me do this song for you or whatever. So I was glad that they did it, and also it forces their moms to sort of be matured about stuff, because listen, I love my friends' kids no matter what. If I'm getting along with my friend or whatever, if I want to spend time with your child, I'm going to come in and get your child. If I want your child to visit me, I'm going to call you and say, we don't get along, I don't care. But at the same time, the fact that I still have to communicate with you, it forces me in a position where I kind of have to make up with you whether I like it or not, because I love your children that much. So I feel like they're also in that position, you guys. They don't have a choice but to spend some time together, because the kids are spending time together. Anyway, the kids sing, it's all amazing. I think they're all so amazed and proud of the kids, but obviously afterwards they have to have a sit down that both of them were not ready for, and they did not want to have in that moment. Funny enough, the song Yabantwana was about toxic relationships. I don't know if the producers were like, can you guys write a song about toxic relationships so that you can sing? Because I was like, how weird it is that the song is talking about their mom's relationship at the same time, And anyway, that's it. So they do have a sit down. Okay, I don't know if the producers were trying to make them have that confrontation, but I think that they I don't know. I think that they were wise in deciding what's okay. Listen, we have issues with each other, but we're not gonna do it here, not when the kids are around. Because Lee just goes straight to, listen, I have certain issues that I want to discuss. I'm struggling with some things, and we do need to have a one-on-one, a sit down, but I just don't want to do it now. Okay, so it ends there. I like that, because I think it would have been terrible for them to have a confrontation, because there's a lot that's going on between Usli and Nonku. If they start talking about things, it's likely that it's going to be explosive. However, you guys, they've been able to have like calm conversations, the two of them. The problem is when Jojo is around. I don't know what happens. Like when Jojo is around, then it becomes, but when it's just Unonku, remember they even had it at the Drakensberg. So they are able to have a calm conversations, but I do feel like it was a good decision for them to say, listen, let's not do it here, because of course you don't know how it's going to go, So I like, honestly, I was glad that they did not fight them. Okay, so you guys, listen, the SPCA event comes. It's Sorisha's event. It's a charity event, so everybody's supposed to behave. And I like that Sorisha does like charity work so much with her husband. She says she likes giving away. I'm sure they have a lot to give. Okay, so they must just give. Okay, they must come to my house and give. I need donations too. I need donations too. I live right here at the back door. Okay, so yes, you guys. So then everybody arrives. Everyone who pets zinja, Usane is like, hey, nagiya sesimodela ngezinja sizolahlwa idlozi. I like her being real. You guys, I'm not okay. It's hard for me to say as black people we don't do whatever with this zinja, because there are black people that are really like that with dogs. But I just feel like thina sikhula kanjalo, thina sikhule inji ihlala nje emnyango iphakele lapha emnyango nakhona iphakele mangabe ukudla kukhona and stuff. So I'm not like that with this zinja. You know what I mean? But I understand people that really like feel like that about this zinja. So I guess because I'm like Sane in that, because it's like, yeah, ngizolahlwa idlozi manje mase ngibhizi ngimodela nezinja. Anyway, you guys, I like that everybody was willing to have like a matured event for Sorisha, you guys. I like that. I like because everybody was behaving. The event went well. Sorisha does his speech, and then they hand the check to the organization. I guess that's the donation, and yeah, everything went well. Later on, Jojo is talking to Ruan about how Maria didn't come and sit with them. Is she not? Yeah, guys. Yes, we like it drama, but sometimes, labantu ba wo first year ngempela. Like honestly, it's like grade R. like great art drama. Why didn't she come and sit with us? Is she not our friend anymore? Because that's what George was saying. So why didn't she come and sit with us? Is she not our friend anymore? Because what is your issue with Maria? Why don't you just be friendly with Maria? Because if you are that friend that gets along with both, you can actually bring them together. But I feel like Ruan has moved towards Jojo more. I don't know if she's like, okay, which one is richer? Maybe Jojo. I don't know how rich Maria's husband is. Okay. Anyway, you guys, so they're talking there. Is she not our friends anymore? And then Maria Lapa is talking with Usane. It's like Sebeng Lahlile me no Jojo, no Ruani. I'm more hurt by Ruani not coming to me, whatever. And then Usane is like, so why didn't you go and sit with them? And then they're talking about the trip with Jojo. Is she going to apologize? They're like, but this is not the place, okay? It was all just great art, you guys. Great art drama, Jena. You know, because of course you all adults, a person can sit wherever they want to sit. Maria says there was no space where Jojo and Luran were sitting, and Jojo says there was enough space. You know, just isn't you know. And then Uslig pulls Sorisha aside to talk to her. She wants to plan a weekend away, but she feels like if she invites the people, there's some people that will not come. So she wants Sorisha to invite everybody, but don't tell them that she's the one that is planning the event. When everybody gets there, they will reveal it. Sorisha is like, but that's weird. So I'm not even gonna tell them that it's your trip. She's like, no, don't tell them. She's like, okay. This is one of those things, guys. You are financially overstretched. How are you planning a trip for the women? So obviously it's not your trip, okay? It's not you're not paying for that trip. You're paying for nothing when it comes to that trip, because if you did, how are you going to pay for a trip when you're financially overstretched and having 2 kids here and the other one that we don't know, by the way? People came for me when I said, Lee said on a live that she has a son. And then people are like, no, she does not have a son. I personally know Slee does not. I'm like, yeah, I know. I thought she does, but she just said that she did not give birth to him, but she has a son, you know. Anyway, guys, so yes, how are you financially overstretched here with 3 kids, and then you are planning trips? Obviously, it's not your trip, okay? So financially, finally, Sorisha agrees that she's going to invite everybody, even though she does think that is weird, okay? So then I think everybody decided that let's just shoot a scene. I think producers Baba Hlebeli because out of the blue, everybody just decided they're going to sit down all at the same area and they are going to talk, okay? All right. And Usorisha asked directly from George, okay, do you want to say sorry for leaving us there by your trip, by the Drakensberg, okay? And George, okay, you know, George just doesn't, I don't know if it's a struggle for her or she honestly doesn't think that she did anything wrong, because she goes into saying, listen, I don't regret leaving the trip because honestly, mentally for me, it wasn't okay for me to stay, okay? So if anything, I don't regret it. I might regret how things went at the dinner, but and then Soris is like, so you're saying that you're not gonna say sorry, okay? Because she was not saying so, she was just saying like, I don't regret leaving, maybe I regret how things went. So everybody's waiting to be like, because they're waiting for her to say, I'm sorry you guys that I behaved that way. She does not say it, okay? So and okay, so then the conversation moved to Urwane. Why didn't he live with Jojo? Which I don't understand why they're asking that. And Ruan said, listen, I understand Jojo had to go. She had support. Her husband had fetched her. I felt like I needed to stay to be with my friend Umaria, okay, just to support her, because Umaria and Usane had just had a conversation where Umaria was expressing that she is hurt by Ron not being there for her, and then Usane is like, have you been there for her then now? I'm not trying to cause a mess, I'm just asking, have you been there for her now? Urwan is like, yeah, we greeted each other, we said no, those they said fake. you know. And Maria goes on to say, I'm really disappointed you did not greet me, you should have sat with me. And then George was like, but you're the one that came in and sat there and whatever. I'm like, kids, like, just get over it already. Okay. So then everybody's still waiting for Jojo to offer an apology. Instead of Jojo offering an apology, guys, she could have just said, listen, you guys, listen, it was just all horrible. I got triggered. I'm really sorry that I behaved that way. There is not a way to behave around friends. So I'm going to make sure that it never happens again. It would be the end of it. It honestly would be. But she's not saying that. She's not saying that at all. Okay. So now, things are in the air because everybody's waiting for an apology. And then she starts crying at George. She's like, guys, my husband is about to have surgery. You know, she's about to go into theater. I mean, everybody's like, oh, sorry, Jojo, we did not know. Now they are hugging her. Like, typical of Jojo, you guys. Even last season, it was exactly the same. When they went to that London trip, and then they were calling her on her stuff, she started talking about Kevin going for an operation. And she started crying because she had just told people to shut the F up at the table. Even now, it's the same thing. She starts talking about how Calvin is about to go to this operation. She doesn't need to be here. Everybody's hugging her. So Risha is like, yeah, go to Calvin operation, but to get EP apology. But she says that in the diary session because we are still waiting for the apology. It's like, Calvin is an excuse for George. Calvin now. Guys, listen, if he is about to go for an operation, I don't understand why we don't know about it because it's happening while they're shooting the show. We should know. If you are really sharing, about your real life, we would know that Kelvin is going for an operation. But you only bring it up so that people can feel sorry for you. That is my issue with Jojo. She's bringing it up so people can feel sorry for her and forget that she hasn't apologized for her behavior. Even last season she did the same because she had behaved badly. She brought up what's the reason that she's like this, she's being triggered is because Kelvin is about to go for an operation, and then people started feeling sorry for her. Okay. Anyway, you guys, and I do suspect last season that Kelvin did come as well because there were photos that were posted of that trip to London with Kelvin there, and the husbands were not supposed to be there. That means even that time, it looks like after she threw a tantrum, Kelvin came to her rescue, and she used him to say he's going for an operation. Anyway, you guys, that was the episode for today. Honestly, you guys, I'm over it. Jojo is never gonna take responsibility. Jojo is never gonna take accountability. I'm just gonna sit and watch it throughout the season, and I don't know, I'm hoping that next season we don't have to deal with her, because at least if she was acting like she's learning something from this so that in the future we don't get such behavior, I would be okay with it. We all make mistakes, but the fact that she's not willing to take accountability. Okay, so as for by the way, Unonku was not in the group. That's why she felt like crying, because now being now defend George. And yes, you guys, so next episode they're going away and Umbali is gonna be there and she wants answers, Gemabusi vibes, but she wants answers, Gemabusi vibe, but we want answers from her, Gemabusi vibe, because we want to know why you are so upset about you being likened to Umabusi. We want answers from Umbali. We want answers from Umbali of why she interpreted Mabusi vibe as being dirty, being nothing, all of those things that she said. How did you get to that conclusion? When herself, we want to know, So she's going to want to get those answers. And then it's still going to be the same thing, you guys, where the Lord, Jesus, and Joseph are going to be on one side, and then Satan's cousins are going to be on the other side. So I can't wait for next season, for next episode. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. This was part 3, by the way. Please make sure that you watch part 1 and 2. And like the video before, Pumegona, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ntando.